welcome to Subconscious Healing with Emma Wachs. Today I'm going to be exploring and offering you insights around how to achieve true abundance with subconscious healing. So I'm a subconscious healer, which means I have the ability to identify the deepest root cause of any pain or struggle in your life and create shifts for you from this space at the subconscious level where it truly counts. And I'm so proud to be a life purpose ambassador and intuitive trainer as well, which means that I can teach you how to harness your intuitive abilities and become the empowered leaders of your own healing journey. And I owe it all to Intuition Wisdom Institute and their amazing life purpose training. So if you're already sensing the empowering purpose and fulfillment that could be possible for you if you had access to these techniques, then jump onto this link now and join our community in the Intuition Wisdom Facebook group. Here you can access free events, free meditations, and so much more. You'll also have the ability to connect with one of our amazing intuitive life coaches and subconscious healers. So I'm going to share that into the comment section now. In the meantime, if you're new here, say hi, let us know where you're from. And I would also love to hear from all of our regulars. Thank you so much for joining us here each week. We love having your continued support. And I really appreciate that there's some beautiful new people on the page here today as well. So I'm just going to share that into the comment section for you all. Perfect. Everything is set up. Wonderful. Perfect. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Hazel. Hi, Christy. Hi, Lakin. Hi, Timothy. So good to have you all here. Perfect. Thank you for joining. So today I want to explore some insights that I've had around true abundance, because what I've found is that the difficulties or challenges that arise from not being able to support ourselves, whether it be financially, in our health, in our relationships or career, or any other area of our well-being, they're connected to limitations that are beneath the surface, running all of the time and creating our experience. And so this is what I'm going to tune in for you all on today. So if you're looking for support, I'll let you know when it's the perfect time to share what it is that you'd like me to tune in on. These subconscious limitations, and they live in the subconscious mind, and they get triggered when we're not feeling able to support ourselves, or when we feel that we're not able to have what we need. So especially if we're uncomfortable admitting some of these things, we really suffer and struggle with some of the difficulties that show up for us in our lives. And these days, there's so much societal pressure on being able to do this as well, right? There's so much pressure on being successful. And this can show up when we're trying to be a good parent and provide for the family, or when we're wanting to work towards a career so that we can feel that we have something to live for, or even when we're striving to be self-sufficient before we want to go into a new intimate relationship with someone. The list could go on forever. And so that's actually a huge part as to why we struggle with not being able to support ourselves. It's this societal pressure that we feel or create around this. And it usually shows up if we haven't yet reached where everybody else says that we should be at, or where we want to be at. We start to trigger some of those deeper limitations beneath the surface that bring us down. And I struggled with this for such a long time. I used to work 9-to-5 jobs in an office, striving for success to fill my bank account and be impressive, only to have to spend all of my earnings on releasing the stress and pressure that was building up in the background because I didn't know what was happening for me beneath the surface. And I couldn't face the fact that there was something really upsetting about how I was spending my life, because I hadn't become aware of the fact that there was something I could do about it. I would just ignore it and pretend that it wasn't there. And this created health issues, emotional struggles, and so many of the challenges that I faced on a day-to-day basis. So to me, there was nothing worse than working a job I didn't love just to be able to get by and support myself. But I didn't know why, and I definitely didn't know what I could do about it. So I just suffered with it. So if you're resonating with this, please share into the comment section now what's going on for you, because in a moment, I'm going to shed some light on how you can improve your own situation. So share something specific into the comment section that I can tune in on for you so that you can receive the support that you deserve today, either on this topic or on something else. I would love to hear from you now if you'd like to pop those into the comment section. And while you're sharing, what I would love to do for you all today is share a few secrets with you so that you can start to change this for yourself straight away. And I'm going to do that by sharing two of the main subconscious limitations that seem to get triggered around this topic. So the first subconscious limitation beneath the surface is I don't know how to support myself. But here's the secret around that. We're just going about supporting ourselves the wrong way. All of the agonizing trying that we go through in an attempt to support ourselves, it's all coming from the wrong space. It's coming from a place of knowing that no matter what we do or how we do it, we're eventually going to end up just where we started, right? We've all had that sensation of taking 10 steps forward and 100 steps back. And it's painful, it's stressful, and it makes us feel like we don't have a choice about how good our lives can get. We feel like we're at the mercy of what life is going to decide for us. And so that's how we internalize this limitation. But the secret today is that that's not the truth, and it's not how it should be. The truth is that we are actually living the life that was decided by our limiting beliefs within the subconscious mind. That's where we are truly held back in our lives. And once we've found a way to be able to transform these, then that's when we are set free and things can finally start changing for us. So that's the first secret I wanted to share with you all today. The second thing is sort of a general realization around the fact that we're always wishing we could be where society says we should be. This is one of those subconscious limitations that is running beneath the surface for pretty much everybody on the planet. And where everybody says we should be makes us feel horrible, right? We've all experienced this in some way as well. It makes us feel like we can't just be who we are. We have to be pleasing others and, being who other people say we should be. And here's the truth for that. If you've been experiencing this, I'm going to shed some light on this for you. Nobody is where everybody else says that they should be. We should all just be. And what society says we should be, or where society says we should be, it's all a made-up idea that never belonged to us in the first place. It was created by the collective mind consciousness of the planet, and it's just a collection of ideas that other people have decided will help you. But it doesn't, because nothing that is created from this space has the ability to transform what's beneath the surface of our struggles in the subconscious mind. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound. It doesn't shift what's there within us and what's there beneath the surface. So if what I just said resonates hugely for you, then that's amazing. Congratulations, you've already had a shift. If what I just said sounds like a little bit of gibberish, here's what I mean by that. At some stage in our lives, and for the majority of us, this was when we were children, We all suffered when it came to experiencing true abundance in our lives. And very, very few of us will be able to say that we're 100% happy with our life now and how it's turned out so far. Especially if you've started doing some inner work to see what's created, some of your hardship, you would have noticed that you're not far from, you're far from being happy and abundant. But here's the thing to understand. It's not that we haven't tried hard enough, and it's not that we haven't learned enough about ourselves. And it's definitely not that we haven't been able to prove ourselves as well enough as what we feel we need to everybody else around us. So take that pressure off you and know that it's just because we were all raised by people who were also unable to experience true abundance. They were ill-equipped to be able to support us. Therefore, we are all ill-equipped to be able to experience true abundance. So for the majority of us, this is what's actually being triggered, right? You can see how deep we can go. When we start sensing the need to support ourselves showing up, and we're feeling the pressure to have a plan or to make sure that we're feeling okay and to make sure that others see ourselves as successful, there's so much more going on beneath the surface. But because these subconscious belief systems are there's an even bigger blockage that's playing in the background, proving over and over and over again that what we want for ourselves just isn't possible. And any attempt to try and change this for ourselves will result in pain and struggle and so much more. The more time we try and test that, the more we experience this pain and struggle over and over and over again. So what's the answer to this problem? It's subconscious healing. The ability to access the deepest root cause of any struggle or pain in your life and create a shift from this space where it truly counts. And what I'd love to do now to explore that more deeply is for you all to share into the comments section where you're feeling you're struggling to support yourself. It can be in abundance, in health, in finances, with your career, your life purpose, within relationships or love. Where are you feeling you're unable to support yourself? Please post your question into the comment section now, and I'm going to identify the subconscious limitation that needs to be explored. And if it's in the highest good, I'm going to create a transformation for you as well. For some of you, this forum will be too public to bring forth the subconscious shifts necessary to help and transform that area of your life. So if I don't focus on your question, I invite you to book in for a free session with a colleague of mine. I'll tune in to see who's in your highest good so that you can have that transformation in a one-on-one space rather than in this group setting to help you move forward on your path with a pain-free heart. But I can only do that if you share it into the comment section below. So let's get typing. I'm going to share that link here now, and I can see that there's been loads of comments in there already. For those of you who it is in the highest good for me to look at today, I'll support you by creating some subconscious shifts on the different things that each of you are bringing up. But this segment is doubly amazing and infinitely more than so many of our other live events, because as well as handling each individual question from you all, you're all also going to get the opportunity to have a really big shift or a transformation as I do a group healing after each question that I answer as well. So make sure, and so this is to make sure that everybody has the relevant shift that they need. So I've wanted this for everyone. Ever since I made this shift for myself, it's something that I absolutely love to share. And I feel the whole world is entitled to this. So I'm going to start taking your questions. If you have a limitation that's been triggered, if you've got heartache going on today around abundance or any area of your life that you'd like me to look at, share something into the comment section now so that I can tune in for you. Amazing. So Kimberly, let me just check to see if you've shared something a little more. Money, perfect. A little more specific, finances and money. So let me tune in for you, Kimberly, and see what's there for you beneath the surface. So for you, you have the subconscious limitation running in the background. I'm not worthy. And this is connected to so much of the difficulties for you around finances and your well-being. But what's really important is that we access the deepest root cause of this. And I'm feeling it's going to be beneficial for me to explore that a little deeply for you. What I'm actually sensing is that you feel quite hurt. So there's a fair bit of pain going on for you beneath the surface around why you feel unworthy. And that's connected to some experiences and traumas from your childhood. I'm not getting to go into detail on that and share that publicly, but I'm feeling that you know what that is. It's really important to be present and aware to this. And what's coming through for you is that there's some resentment towards your family and some of your early caregivers around this. And the sooner you can confront this, the sooner you're going to be able to transform this. So that's the message for you today. What I'm going to clear for you is some of the limitations beneath the surface around the heavy weight of some of the emotional burdens that you've experienced around this. And so this goes for anybody who's ever experienced trauma in some way and you're feeling you're just struggling with the emotional weight of this. Allow for me to just lift the pressure of some of that for you now, and bring in some truth for you around what's possible with transforming this. So for those of you who are experiencing this shift, you may or may not be sensing this within your body. For some of you, you may be, having an all-knowing sensation around the fact that something is transforming. Or for some of you, you may just be, you may be noticing that you're having thoughts or memories starting to come into your awareness and you're having transformations on that. So if that's the case, allow for them to be there. When we're doing this sort of work, this is the safest place to be able to have that sort of transformation. And what I can see now is that Kimberly's been able to go really super deep because she's allowed for some of those things to become present for her. So well done, Kimberly. It feels like there's a nice deep shift there happening for you and anybody else that this is resonating for. It's okay to let go of the emotion that we have behind our trauma. It's okay to let it go. It's almost as though for some of you, you're too scared to let go of it because you're worried about what that may mean for you in the future. And you're worried about the fact that there's a reason as to why we're holding on to this pain. This is, again, something that society does, right? We hold on to our pain because we're taught to do that. But this is just a limitation. And if we can let that go, then we can also finally be free from the pain that that trauma has brought us. So allow for that process to happen now. Feeling really, really, really supported by that. So well done if you've been able to open up to something new there. Feel free to share your experience into the comment section if you'd like to. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for sharing. That was huge for everybody straight away. Hazel, I would love it if you'd like to share something specific into the comment section. Christy, I would love a clearing around receiving money and abundance. Absolutely. Let's have a look and see what's there for you beneath the surface, Christy. What's interesting is I can feel a fair bit of resistance within your field. So I imagine there's a fair bit showing up in your life at the moment that is the opposite of receiving money and abundance. So let's see what's beneath the surface of that for you. Let's see what's going on there. So straight away for you, Christy, I can see your inner child. So I can see a beautiful baby girl around about 2 years old, and she's just crying and struggling and she doesn't know why. So the reason why this is there for you is because you've been experiencing this resistance and this energy since that age. That was around the time that you started to take on the energy and experiences of your parents. And this has been a heavy weight on you since that moment. So this goes pretty deep for you. And it's because it's not just about receiving money in abundance, it's about receiving love. And the reason why this is there for you is because receiving love, receiving abundance for you in all areas of your life, it's been something that's been misused. And this happened for you very, very, very early on. So allow for my energy to just flow in and lift the heavy weight of some of that for you. And for anybody else that this is relevant for, we're just going to do the same. If you've been feeling that you've suffered in some way because you haven't been able to receive from your parents, or you feel you've offered your love and it's been misused in some way, allow for this subconscious shift to occur for you now. And notice that it just takes a moment to create a subconscious shift, right? We don't need to be, exploring all of the details of our past difficulties and pains and struggles in order to have a subconscious shift. This is the amazing thing about subconscious healing. So if you have things that you really hesitate to dive into when you do your inner work, subconscious healing is perfect for you. It will allow for you to have a transformation without getting bogged down in all of the details and feeling like we have to continually relive these cycles and these horrible experiences that we've had growing up as children. So that feels really, really, really good. Thank you so, so much for sharing, Christy. I'm just bringing some beautiful energy in now to solidify that for you. There's lots of yellow and gold in there, which I always see represented as the color of abundance. So I hope that we've created a transformation for you in that area. Thank you for supporting us to shed some more light on the truth of abundance. This is amazing. Marianne, hello. Let me just see if there is another comment in there for you. Health, perfect. Let's see what's there beneath the surface for you, Marianne. So for you, Marianne, straight away, I can just feel there's some toxic energy within you. And to me, it feels like it's more so in your environment. So your living environment is feeling as though it's a little bit troubling for you. But it also feels like work has really been getting you down lately. And it's because of so much of the toxicity that you have to experience on a day in and day out. So all of those little things that keep piling up on top of each other and creating difficulties for you, it's really starting to weigh in. So I'm just going to lift some of that energy for you. Just takes us just a moment to do that so that we can see what may be happening beneath the surface for you. And what I'm seeing is that you've been inclined to experiencing more for yourself, but the blockage that's deeply within the subconscious is I don't have time. And that's repetitively playing out for you. So this is the resistance. This is the thing that keeps you going, will I explore more for myself? I don't have time. And this feels like it applies to so many things in your life, and it keeps showing up during those moments where you're actually about to break through. So I'm going to clear that limitation for you. This one feels pretty deeply ingrained, so I'm going to do my best to clear as much as I can for you in these few moments. But this will allow for you to become more aware now when you go to, explore having more for yourself. Instead of believing, oh, I don't have time, do what you can to take a chance. And I encourage you to do this after we've cleared this limitation for you, because you will notice a massive, massive shift, I promise you. So that feels really, really good. And once again, I'm just bringing through some energy to solidify that for you. And what's really interesting is I can see where this is showing up within the group. Once again, we all have that limitation on some level, that feeling of, oh my gosh, I don't have time. There's not enough time in my day to want more for myself and to do what I have to do, in order to support myself, to be able to bring in money, to be able to be financially okay, to be able to pay my bills, and to be able to have, abundance in health and abundance in every other area of my well-being, and to be able to enjoy my relationships as well. It just feels like there's that, pressure, and we're just not quite feeling like we have enough time in the day to be able to do it all. It's a daily struggle for most of us, right? So allow for us to be able to lift some of that energy for you now as we clear that limitation within the subconscious. Some of you may feel that shift within your body. Some of you may notice some thoughts or feelings or memories being lifted from your mind so that your mind space is clearer. Some of you may be sensing it in other ways, or you may just have a knowing that something's changed for you. But I encourage you all to do your best to live life differently this week. We don't have to keep struggling with these same limitations. And if you're loving everything that I have been exploring with you so far, then I highly recommend connecting in with one of our amazing subconscious healers and intuitive life coaches to have this transformed. It really is amazing. As you've noticed, it only takes a few moments to shift something for somebody. So imagine what's possible in an entire session. The mind truly cannot, assume what's going to be possible for you in these amazing sessions that we offer. So I highly recommend exploring that. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's do some more. Leanne, I would love some clearing around health and the mind if drawn to me, please. Of course, let's have a look for you, Leanne. So first thing I can see is you're being too hard on your health. So that level of pressure is there for you. And the reason why that's there is because there's a deeper subconscious limitation running beneath the surface. And it's connected to I'm not good enough. And it's showing up for you because no matter what you do, you just keep coming up against resistances with your health. And it feels like you've tried everything to bring this into alignment for yourself, but you always end up struggling with things, towards the end of that process. And so what I mentioned earlier was relevant for you. So definitely go back and watch that if you missed the beginning of this live. It's that it doesn't matter how much we do or what we try to support ourselves, it's just never good enough. That's what's playing beneath the surface for you. And this is why it's connected to your mind as well, because it's your mind that's doing the punishing. It's your mind that's saying you're not doing enough, you should have done more, you haven't, been healthy enough today, you didn't do your exercise, or I didn't eat this today. And you're quite literally punishing yourself. So that's why it's creating that stress within the mind space for you. So I'm just going into the subconscious now and clearing some of that energy for you. And what I want to lift for the group now is anywhere else where we feel as though we're not able to be kind to ourselves. If we've noticed that we've been punishing ourselves, please allow for that to lift for you. Allow for me to shift that subconscious limitation so that, we can start living life without needing to punish ourselves. And because this is usually connected to not feeling good enough, this can take a little bit of time to work through and to be able to shift, in all its essence. So I highly recommend connecting in for a one-on-one session if this is a big player in your life. You definitely want to get onto this sooner rather than later. It's so freeing to not be punishing ourselves day in and day out for not having done better. And it's really, really, really important that we're able to do this. So thank you so much for sharing, Leanne. that energy is clearing for you, and I'm also just bringing in some nice energy to ensure that that's solidified for you. There's a little bit of resistance to that, but we'll make sure that that's completely done. So well done. Thank you for sharing. And so wonderful to hear comments around this relating for you all. Thank you, everyone. Melody, hello, it's so nice to see you. Yay, please share something specific into the comment section so that I can do a shift for you. Tony, how can I support my health better, please, Emma? I would love to answer that for you, Tony. Let's tune in and see what's going on for you today. So yours is connected to something similar to what we just did, but it's slightly different in the way that you're feeling the burden really, really, really heavily. And this is connected to some of the things that we've spoken about previously. So I'm getting that you're seeing what that is. I don't need to share that, but it's feeling really important that we get to the root cause of this today for you. So the sensation of feeling uneasy, whenever that shows up for you, it's connected to this limitation. And the deepest limitation there is connected to an energy that's been there. It actually feels ancestral for you. So what that means is it's connected to your mother, but it was actually there within her mother also. And then again with her father. So this is one of those things that we want to get really deep and clear on shifting for you. And no wonder it's been playing havoc for you in your life. So I've brought your awareness to that, and because you have those subconscious healing techniques, feel free to do some work on that while I'm holding your awareness there. But what I am doing is setting the intention to ensure that that's completely healed and transformed for you by the end of the call. So that feels really, really wonderful. Thank you so, so much for sharing. I'm really glad we got to the root cause of that. And my gosh, was that one deep. Well done. You've done so much work on yourself. Amazing. Liz, I can't stop crying today and I have this ongoing headache. Oh, sorry, ongoing toothache. Okay, let me see what's going on there for you, Liz. Oh my gosh, we need to release some energy for you, you poor thing. So there's some emotional energy that really needs to be released, and it feels to me like you're connected to the collective consciousness of the planet at the moment and everything that's going on there. So we really need to remove that connection and alleviate that for you. Let me see what the limiting belief is that's allowed this experience in. The first thing I'm seeing is there's a deep emotional pain around being connected. So because in those moments where you're feeling that you don't have other people in your life, you're sending your awareness outside of yourself and you're collecting in with the consciousness of other people. If we do this too frequently, especially at this present time, while there's so many insane global shifts happening, it could be detrimental to our health and well-being. And this is really important for everybody to know at the moment. It's more important now, more than ever, to be able to self-love. And that means so much more than doing self-loving things for ourselves. We need to be able to bring our awareness within so that we're not looking outside of ourselves for love and connection with others. So just so that you know, Liz, this is something that everybody does. Okay, we all do this on some level, and there are always going to be certain triggers that allow us to send our awareness outside of ourselves. What we've learned to do is how to manage that in order to offer shifts for people from a space that doesn't allow for that to happen. So I highly recommend connecting in with one of our intuitive life coaches or subconscious healers if you'd like to have this looked at, because we can transform this for you. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this blockage for you. Feeling the need to connect with other people. That's a big one. And I'm going to shift that for the group as well. So if anybody else is resonating with that and they can feel that limitation there beneath the surface, allow for me to transform that for you. Let go of the need to connect with other people. We don't need to have that, and we especially don't need to have that in order to experience true love or true abundance in our lives. We can achieve this within ourselves so long as we know how to look within. Wonderful. Good work, everybody. That feels really good. And I'm just bringing in some energy for you as well, Liz, to solidify that shift for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for sharing. Oh, thanks for sharing, Hazel. That's wonderful. Money. Let's tune in for you, Hazel, and see what's going on for you. What is the blockage in the way of true abundance and being able to bring in infinite levels of cash? Feels like that's where you're at. Let's start there. So for you, Hazel, the blockage is in the heart space, and it's connected to a lot of difficulties that you've had in your adult life. So I'm just going to see what the root cause of that is. And what's interesting is it feels as though from about the age of 3 years old, I'm getting around 3 years old in 2 months, you started taking on the emotional energy of your mother. So this was something that was always present for you, but you took it on in such a huge way at this age with whatever it was that happened within the family at that time. It felt like, you know, she was really struggling to feel supported, and she just didn't quite get what she needed, and she felt like she wasn't able to access that. But what happened for you in that moment was you actually took on some of the emotional energy and therefore took on some of the emotional burden and pain that she was experiencing then. And so the reason why you've had so much difficulty in this particular area is because when that emotional energy was taken on, you also took on that limiting belief that life is a struggle and that I don't have the support that I need. So let's clear that for you, and for anybody else that this is relevant for. Let's shift this limiting belief if that's there for you. And so what I'm seeing for you at the moment, Hazel, is that there's a little bit of tension when it comes to releasing this, just because it means, and it feels like you've been aware of this for a little while, it means that you're really going to have to give up some stuff in your life that's just not working for you. Kind of feels like you've been trying to do a workaround so that you don't have to do this, but it's time and you're ready. So feel the truth in knowing that because you've been so brave in being able to overcome this and you've worked on being able to let this go, you will be universally supported. And if you're feeling uneasy about that, just know that you can connect in with one of us in order to be supported with that transition and that transformation. We are here for you. So please use the links that we've posted into the comment section in order to receive that support if you need it. That's feeling really, really, really wonderful for you and for everybody else on the call. So thank you for sharing. That was a big one. I love that we're all getting to contribute some pretty amazing stuff. Timothy was doing a few healing sessions here and there while working part-time, but then all of a sudden the energy seemed to shift and the session stopped, and I'm not sure if it's my direction anymore. Any advice? Yes, Timothy, let's have a look and see what's there beneath the surface for you. Let's shift a blockage to creating true abundance. So for you, Timothy, you've got this program running within the subconscious mind, and it's as though there's this belief system running beneath the surface with everything that you do, but it's so subtle that it hasn't been able to come into your awareness. So the depth that we're able to get to today is going to ensure that we're able to create a shift for you on this. And the deepest level of this is I'm just not ready. So the reason why you're able to take a few steps forward and then the blockage is created is because you're feeling this within yourself. And the mind is doing all kinds of things to try and convince you that you are ready. But the truth is that within the subconscious mind, you've been feeling that you're not ready. So you're at complete war between your mind and what's happening within the subconscious. And it's feeling as though this has created some pressure for you in the mind, and perhaps some headaches or just some tension and fogginess. That sort of thing has been created for you. So I'm just going to create a shift there for you, which feels really good. You're letting go of that really easily. So that's wonderful. And you would absolutely love the techniques that we offer. So I highly recommend connecting in for a session with one of us if you'd like to explore this a little further. It may perhaps be just what you need to be able to take your business to the next level and to be able to support the true abundance that's wanting to flow in for you. So I highly recommend connecting in with us if you'd like to explore that. Thank you for sharing. I'm seeing there's one or two other people that have the ability to receive abundance by creating this shift. So I'm just setting that up now so that you can all have a transformation on this if this resonated for you. But it's at play a majority of the time whenever we're looking to stretch ourselves, right? So anytime we're feeling that we just can't cope or we just can't handle, or we're feeling that we're trying something new and we get that hint of fear, that's when this limiting belief starts to be triggered and we start to play out some of those subconscious behaviors beneath the surface. So if that's resonating for any of you, allow for me to do a beautiful shift for you on that. That's feeling really good for a few of you. Thank you, Tim. That's amazing. Cherie, relationships, clarity. Yes, let's have a look and see what's beneath the surface for you there, Cherie. So for you, Cherie, there's this hesitation in wanting to look back. So when it comes to needing to make a decision about your relationships or wanting to express yourself in relationships, you're hesitant in looking back at the past in order to be able to reflect and be able to gain a positive insight as to how you can go about that conversation or how you can go about transforming something for yourself. And the reason being is because you have a subconscious limitation beneath the surface that if I look back, I'm gonna have to relive some stuff. This is the non-truth if we've been able to clear this subconscious limitation for you. So I'm going to do my best to shift as much of that as I can for you. Feels like there's a fair few life experiences attached to this, but you're going to sense a really big shift on this as I transform that for you now. So please let us know in the comment section how that's feeling. And it feels like the clarity that you need is just to ensure that if there's something to see within yourself, know that it's okay if we haven't been perfect. It feels like that's what you've been battling this whole time. And for anybody else that has been experiencing this battle, where we're feeling we have to be perfect in order, where we feel we have to be perfect in order to be able to succeed or to be able to be seen as somebody that others would want to love. This was a huge one for me. I just felt like nobody would ever love me, and I just, struggled so much with, feeling that that need of having to be perfect in order for me to receive that love. It's okay. Nobody's perfect. So just like we mentioned at the start of this call, what society says on this, it doesn't need to matter so long as we know that we're able to love ourselves and that we're perfect just as we are. So I hope that's created some nice shifts for you, Cherie, and of course for everybody else on the call. Thank you so much for sharing these beautiful transformations. Hi, Emily. It's so good to see you. Wonderful. Hazel, yes. So she said she was following The Secret And it was a great help. But recently she's been overwhelmed lately, and I was in a recent car fire and I feel helpless. Anything positive for me to clear her head, please? Oh my gosh, Hazel, I have the best thing for you. So the person that I learned from, he has actually been in the sequel to The Secret, which is called Beyond the Secret. And this was transformational for me and so many other people that have watched this. So I'm just going to pop the link to watch that in the comment section there. Again, he talks about self-love and the importance of that, you know, when it comes to being able to allow in true abundance. So that's really going to hit home for you. And if you're wanting to release any trauma connected to the experience that you've had, please connect in with us for a free one-on-one session as well. We are experts at being able to transform this sort of stuff because our techniques are amazing and they work so well, and you only have to clear something once in order to have a transformation of it on that level. So definitely check this out. That will for sure help you. Thank you everyone for sharing. Lacking, need your help trying to shift through the thought I put on myself that I'm unable to fall pregnant due to it not happening within the 4 years of trying. I feel like I've subconsciously put the doubt in my mind. Let me tune in for you, Lakin, and see what's there for you beneath the surface. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so what I can see there for you is that the original blockage actually has nothing to do for you. So that sensation that you have of subconsciously receiving the doubt, it's there for a reason. So let me just see if I can shift that energy for you, because that energy isn't yours. And what's actually there beneath the surface for you, what actually allowed in this doubt in the first place, is I'm not capable. So the fact that you've been feeling incapable is what's allowed in other people's doubt with your ability to be able to fall pregnant. I hope that makes sense. Perhaps watch this over again if you feel you need to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear some of that energy for you. And I see this so frequently with anybody that goes through the IVF process or has seen fertility doctors. Oh my gosh, the energy that is integrated from such a a space of doubt and such a limiting space is so heartbreaking for me to see. So if anybody's struggling with this, the amazing Sonia Regnitzer, I learned from her, and she has written a book called The Natural Pain-Free Birth. Please jump onto their website and access this if you are interested in learning a bit more about subconscious limitations when it comes to pregnancy, conceiving, being a parent. She covers all kinds of things in that book. So definitely explore that in order to access some truth around this. And please reach out to us if you'd like to receive some support. We offer one-on-one sessions on clearing subconscious limitations in whatever way, shape, or form you need. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that for you, Lakin, so that we can continue that clearing and healing journey for you and see what we can do to bring your beautiful children into fruition for you. So that's definitely something that's on the cards there for you today. What I'm seeing at the moment is there's a hint of resistance to letting go of this limitation. And it's just because you're feeling a little bit scared because that's always been your safe space. You know, being somebody who's okay with not being capable and allowing for other people to, live in the light around you. That's been your comfortable space. But the message I'm getting is that it's okay for you to be the light as well. It's okay for you to stand tall in who you are and start speaking for what's rightful and truthful for you. It actually feels really, really, really important for you. And once you've been able to break through that blockage, that's what's going to allow in true abundance for you. And oh my gosh, once you've been able to allow in true abundance, there's nothing in the way of being able to, bring that into fruition, that beautiful dream of allowing for that birth to occur. So please connect in with us if you'd like some support on this. This is definitely something that we can support you with. And what we find is very frequently it's connected to the life purpose journey. So sometimes if we're feeling incapable of being able to, live from a space of truth and be able to stand tall in what we believe in, then it's connected to our life purpose because we're not feeling ready to speak up on something that we've always known. And so children will show up in our lives in order to show us that it's time to speak up. It's time to stand up for what's true, because if we don't stand up for our children, then nobody else will. So it's really, really, really important. And so it feels like you're ready to break through your shell, break through that shell, Laikin, and start exploring the next level of what's possible for you in your life. It's feeling really, really, really wonderful for you. So I'm just bringing in some energy now to solidify that shift. But we definitely will need to connect in with you one-on-one in order to create that future vision for you and support you in creating that beautiful future vision for you. So thank you for sharing. I hope that's helped. Karen, can I have a message, please? Why does my son's girlfriend hate me so? Let's see what's going on for you, Karen, beneath the surface. So for you, there's actually a resistance to abundance in relationships. And it's really interesting. It feels like there's been a lot of walls that you've put up in order to protect yourself. And this is creating a bit of a blockage for you just because you have had so many, horrendous experiences, when in this particular area of your life. But what I'm seeing is that the deepest root cause of this is connected to you not feeling loved. So anytime you're not feeling loved, straight away it brings through experiences that aren't supportive for you, and you wind up feeling ill-supported because other people are reacting to that. So all I'm seeing is that the person that you're referring to, they've been unable to work through their resistance on feeling loved and supported. But the beauty of having this shift that I'm offering you today means that you will be able to, which means that you'll be able to see the higher perspective moving forward. And it's that, of course, everybody deserves love, right? Everybody deserves to have a fresh new perspective on life and to be able to, start every day fresh again if they need to. But for you, you're somebody who's going to honor the love and respect that you have for yourself. And now that we've been able to clear that limitation, you will actually be able to do that within its fullest. So for anybody else that's experienced this in relationships with family members or other people where we're sort of feeling the need to support other people when it's not feeling right for us, let's clear that limiting belief now that we're not able to love ourselves in the face of some of these relationship dynamics. Let's create a bit of space in our lives to have some peace. That feels really good for the coming weeks for you all. And I'm just bringing some energy in, Karen, to solidify that, so you'll be sensing that in some way too. Thank you so, so much for sharing. That's wonderful. Thank you for all of your beautiful comments, everybody. Emily, maybe a clearing around abundance and love and motivation. Of course, let's see what we can clear for you. Awesome. So Emily, what's really interesting for you is you've worked so hard on getting yourself and your family to a safe space that it almost feels like money in abundance. It's not like they've been neglected, but they weren't the highest priority at, when you first came across what it was that we do. So the message I'm getting for you is to start allowing for money in abundance to be your priority. And the reason why it's important to do that is because for you, there's a deep limitation around feeling ready as well. And it's a little bit tied into feeling I'm okay. So these two things feel as though they're creating stress triggers for you. Whenever you're not feeling okay, it creates this unsettledness within your being. And this is connected to those limitations around being able to receive. As soon as you feel that unsettledness, it's like subconsciously some walls go up. So it's going to be really beneficial for us to clear this for you now so that you can allow yourself to be free and to be open to being able to explore receiving when it's time for you. So that's feeling really, really wonderful. And there's no telling, when it's time to receive. That was the first question that I felt like you had, like, when is it time to receive? The answer is always. And let me bring this in for you all. It's always time for us to receive true abundance. Always. We should never be shutting ourselves down. But the only reason we do is because we feel ill-equipped to be able to support ourselves when things show up. And for you, Emily, as long as you give yourself the time to utilize these amazing techniques, you have everything that you need in order to be able to receive. So that feels really good. It feels like lifting the weight of that unsettledness is going to ensure that you can continue moving forward in the way that you'd like to. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for your beautiful comments. That's really helped so many of us as well. It's always time to receive true abundance. It feels like the final message of the day, and I'm just going to do what I can to bring that energy in for you all. It's always time to receive true abundance. Perfect. And it's so interesting. Something that I've really loved about subconscious healing in the amazing life purpose trainings that I've completed is that I'm experiencing more and more as I continue this journey. And what I'm learning is that there are infinite levels of universal love and abundance that want to be received. So once you've been able to access that and you've been able to bring that into fruition for yourself, it starts to spill over into all of the different areas of your life, and you get to really know that you're okay because you can always move forward and access those new levels. So if I find myself noticing that I'm in the best place I've ever been in, I always still take the time to make sure that I'm not limiting myself in any other way, so that I can be really open to even higher levels of love and abundance continually throughout my journey. And definitely, I want everybody to know now that if all of this has resonated for you today, please reach out to either myself or anybody on my team if you're looking for support with this. We're now experts at being able to bring in abundance for our clients, whether it's for individuals or for families or even for businesses. So connect in for a free call if you'd like to explore this further. I'm going to pop this link into the comment section for you all to take advantage of. Do this. Allow yourself to receive this opportunity to receive support today and start that journey of continuing the true abundance that's wanting to come through for you. I've also popped the link in to join our Facebook community so that you can join our movement and see what's possible when there are no subconscious limitations in the way of you being able to succeed true abundance in all areas of your life. Even if you're already pretty good at this and you want to explore the next amazing level, do the same. Because if you'd like to learn more about how to level up your experience continually over time, there is a way to do that. And we're experts in that as well. And then the final thing, if you'd like to learn from the people who taught me, check out the link that will lead you to the Universe Answer segment that Daniel Regenitzer has offered. He himself and his amazing wife of the people who have made all of this possible for me. So if you'd like to receive some support or you'd like to support them and learn a bit more about them, then check out this link. I've shared that for you all into the comment section below as well. So thank you everybody who's shared into the comment section today. Everybody who's here today has contributed to what came through for us all just by being here. So I hope you all find some beautiful new levels of abundance within yourselves and that you reach out for the support that you need on your journey in order to find that and find a way to keep accessing those new levels today, tomorrow, and forever. I hope that true abundance keeps streaming through your day and through the rest of your lives. And if you'd like support in continuing that journey, you know where we are. So thank you, everybody. I apologize if I haven't been able to access your question, but please watch this replay back if you haven't had your question answered. It may be that we'll be able to shift this earlier on in that those initial tunings that I did for you. I look forward to seeing you all next week, sending you all lots of love, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.